2-day international webinar on virus pandemic, social impact and solution, organized by IQAC and NSS unit. A very warm greeting and welcome to all the eminent speakers, dignitaries, faculty members, research scholars, and our dear students present on the virtual platforms, either on Google Meet or on YouTube. Today is the second and also the last day of our webinar. In spite of network glitches, yesterday we got overwhelming responses and support from you all. And we are grateful for that. Our warm regards to Professor Devnarayan Bandopadhyay, Vice Chancellor of Bankura University, who had joined us yesterday in spite of his busy schedule. We are also thankful to our Principal Sir, Dr. Pradeep Kumar Banerjee, who manages and coordinates everything possible to make his webinar successful. Yesterday, we were joined by Dr. Sulmeyer, all the way from Germany, who has raised very significant issues like psychological effect of viral pandemic on child and adolescent. And then Priyanki Roy, distinguished teacher and social activist, who had elaborately explained the impact of pandemic on Jhoria and Dhanbad coalfield areas. And we saw his brilliant groundwork on those areas. It was an enriching experience for all of us. Today, will share their valuable opinions on possible medical remedies or measures against this deadly virus COVID-19, and will also have a glimpse of ongoing dynamic social and cultural work done by NSS unit of our college during this pandemic. So before moving on to the speakers, may I request Professor Debaprakash Bhattacharya, head of the IQAC and professor in the Department of History, to formally introduce them, and Professor Bhattacharya will act as a chairperson for the next session as well. Over to you, sir.
Hello. Hello, I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, sir.
So, welcome to everybody to the second and final day of the first ever webinar organized by Jamini Rai College. Our first speaker today, we have two speakers. Our first speaker today is Shri S. Pathak, who is an alumnus of IIT Kharagpur and a former executive of the Steel Authority of India Limited. He is also a teacher, a renowned teacher of physics, and he is well known for helping poor but meritorious students free of cost. Besides that, he also has another talent. He is interested in homeopathy, and today he is going to speak on the role of homeopathy in providing remedies to the pandemic in a systematic manner. Homeopathy is a system of medicine which is considered as an alternative system of medicine, alternative to allopathy, that is, and it is widely favored among the people of West Bengal and India at large. So, I invite Shri S. Pathak to share his views on the topic. Thank you. Over from my end.
So first of all, I convey my thanks to all of you for giving me an opportunity to place myself on this respectful platform. Today we are passing through a very bad time for all the people all over the globe. It's a very bad time, and I think that it is justified to organize a seminar that would provide, or that would throw some light on possible solution to this ongoing pandemic. Okay. So topic is homeopathy, which is a system of medicine as a possible solution to the viral pandemic. Okay, homeopathy is actually not my academic subject, but I have learned it through uh, my interest in the subject, and it is a passion for me.
এইটা না চলবে।
So I feel I should introduce who am I and how much I am suitable to deliver this talk. In the slide you can see about my qualification and profession, and regarding my suitability for giving this talk, as I have already said, that it is my hobby. I have been studying homeopathy uh, using various mother books on this beautiful alternative system of medicine, and I have verified its efficacy by administering the medicines belonging to this system among my family members and also among my friends. And uh, in most of the cases, I'll tell, in most of the cases, the medicines that belong to this alternative system has given relief to the sick. And my subject is, presently I am dealing, or since last 20 years I've been dealing with physics, though academically I am qualified as a metallurgist, and I worked in steel melting shop in alloy steel plant. But my present passion is physics and homeopathy, and through years of experience I think I have developed some acumen in looking at homeopathy through the lens of principle of physics. So there are some important principle of physics which are applicable to every wave, and I feel that this virus infection, or the entity known as virus, is an entity in subatomic domain, and its behavior is therefore can be related to the theories of physics. Next one is not coming. So first of all, I will tell about social impact of the viral pandemic, though it is known to all of you, because this viral pandemic has really become a pandemic, and it has become a household name nowadays. So its social impact, I think, is being felt by everybody. Everybody is feeling its social impact. I will just categorize the social impact into two parts. One is beneficial to the society, and the other one is detrimental to the society. Most beneficial to the society, most beneficial impact of this viral pandemic is a sense has built up, among the people to be more serious about hygiene in workplace, hygiene in public place, and also the hygiene in domestic work and self-maintenance. So people nowadays are more serious about maintaining hygiene. Okay, be it in religious place or in educational place or in any congregation, everywhere people is very serious. People has become very serious to maintain hygiene. This is a particularly mentionable beneficial impact, which is particularly relevant to the context of India. Okay. Now the second one, the second category in which the impact of viral pandemic falls is detrimental impact. Detrimental impact is also very severe. It has affected almost the entire cross section of public, because nowadays the face-to-face social interaction has become almost stopped, and people are interacting face to face as less as possible, and this would have its effect, uh, because people are everyone is feeling lonely, and this will definitely trigger anxiety disorder and depression among people. uh, we feel energetic and we experience enthusiasm whenever we find ourselves among public, among different cross section of people. We feel energetic, but in the view or in the specter of this viral pandemic, this face-to-face social interaction has almost stopped, and we have much more relying us on electronic communication, electronic face-to-face, electronic over the electronic system interaction, and in absence of face-to-face interaction, in absence of face-to-face interaction between student and teacher, students are not able to learn that much, and teachers are also uh, mm, facing difficulty in delivering their expertise. So this is quite detrimental to the society. This is generating a hopelessness among students. This is also generating a despair among the teacher, among the educational faculty, the teaching faculty, that they are not able to deliver whatever expertise they are having inside themselves. So this is triggering an anxiety disorder, and people and this anxiety disorder is definitely leading to depression among some of them. And the second one is in detrimental impact category. It is about the lockdown in earning places. Earning places means the market, the malls, and the theater halls, and the industries, schools, colleges, every place where people work together to earn their livelihood, their day-to-day bread and butter, is closed, and mm, the work is going on based on electronic interaction. But India is a country where electronic interaction, electronic communication is not available at all the places. There are remote places in villages. There are remote places even in the heart of India. There are places uh, where this internet has not even reached. They are not. They do not have access to internet, and even places where internet is present, the speed is not that sufficient so that effective communication can be done. So this closure of or the lockdown of earning places has resulted in unemployment, and obviously its impact is poverty, and the poverty has ruined the society. This is detrimental. Okay, and we'll have to find a solution to the impact, to this detrimental impact of the viral pandemic, so that we can minimize the effect, the negative effect of this viral pandemic. At present, only solution to this coronavirus pandemic, only solution to coronavirus pandemic is to contain the spread of this virus, and that can be done only by banning all types of congregation of people at all places of congregation all over the globe. And this has to be, this would remain as the rule as long as we are unable to find a sure cure or fail-proof vaccine to deal with the patients affected by this virus pandemic. Since the virus spreads from one person to another when they come in close proximity, they are to be they are prevented from coming in contact, but this approach is counterproductive as society develop and prosper only through the interaction among the members of the public. Okay, so this approach that people will not come in contact with other people and they will remain locked inside their houses is counterproductive. It is not beneficial. It is not beneficial to the society. It is counterproductive. So this ban has to be lifted, and people should be allowed to mix with one another. That will let the civilization run. That will let the market generate economy, and that will let everyone survive in this world. Scientists and technologists all over the globe are racing against time. They are working day and night to develop a potential medication to defeat this pandemic. We know in our country also, alongside allopathy, lot of research is going on in alternative system of medicines under the Ministry of Health. Okay, research is going on in Ayurvedic system of medicine, in Unani system of medicine, in homeopathy system of medicine, to find an effective cure for this pandemic, for this coronavirus infection. Now, until now, we have not been able to find an effective cure or an effective medicinal protocol that would for sure be used to cure or to treat the people who have been affected or who have been infected by this virus. In our country, if we look inside India, if we look into our country, we find a sizable proportion of our population rely on homeopathy to get relief from their day-to-day and also chronic ailments. Although most of the developed countries have rejected homeopathic medicines as simple water, most of the developed countries, particularly European countries and US, Russia, they have rejected homeopathic medicines as simple water because of its dilution, which is well known to us, that it is the medicine in this system is prepared by diluting material substances to extreme extent, and that's why in some of the developed or in most of the developed countries, this system of medicine has been rejected as simple water because it contains 99.9% water, and the cure by its use as claimed by homeopathic practitioners. Homeopathic practitioners all over the globe, they claim that they have cured lot of critical ailments by using homeopathy, and one would find their claim if one searches through the net publications. This type of claim will be visible. Okay, but even in spite or despite the presence of so many claims, uh, the people in developed countries or the government in developed countries has rejected homeopathic medicine as simple water, and they have also declined or even in some cases they have condemned the cure by a homeopathic practitioner as simple placebo effect. So I feel, in view of so many people's faith, not for a day but over a long time, see during or due long time means since last 200 years, since the development of this system of medicine, since the discovery of this system of medicine, people, all people are putting their faith on this system of medicine, and this system of medicine is not gradually vanishing. This is instead of going obsolete, it is day by day becoming more popular among people. So I think I should take this opportunity, I should use this opportunity to discuss why we should carry out more research on homeopathic system of medicines without rejecting it as simple water. We should we should go for more research, because people are claiming, practitioners are claiming, and the patients are also claiming that they have been cured by the use of this system of medicine. I have divided uh, the whole talk into 3 points: point 1, point 2, and point 3. In point 1, I'll try to develop a hypothesis behind working of homeopathy. Homeopathy, homeopathy uh, has been rejected by the uh, government of developed countries because there is no explanation. There is no explanation or no proven mechanism that can explain the action of homeopathic medicines on human body. So I will try. I I will propose a hypothesis, obviously by looking at homeopathy through the lens of physics, that can build up a mechanism um, explaining how substances in extreme dilution uh, can become more active as far as their curative power is concerned. We use substances, we use material substance as medicine, we use material substance in allopathy as medicine, and we use material substance in homeopathy also as medicine. But in contrast to allopathic medicines, the medicines in homeopathic system is extremely diluted. That means these two systems, these two systems of medicine are almost opposite in their approach. One uses material in crude form, and the other uses the material in extremely diluted form as medicine. So let us start with the hypothesis. In order to understand the hypothesis, I must give an introduction of a theory in physics which is called interference between waves. Before that, uh, I will project virus as a subatomic entity. You know, we all of us know that inside atom, if we look inside atom, what we find? We find there are electrons orbiting around a central cluster, and this central cluster has neutrons and protons. Inside it, and the electrons orbit around this central cluster. Now, what is it? What is its relation? How is it related to virus? I will project virus as a subatomic entity, and we find what? When a healthy body suddenly falls ill, or it falls ill over a long time, we hold attack of virus, particularly when a healthy person falls ill suddenly, we hold attack of virus on that body as the cause. So what is the present notion? Present notion is the virus, as the person has come in contact with the virus, and as a result of that, virus has infected his body, and virus has damaged the operating system of his body, and the person has fallen ill. The word virus is being mouthed by everyone. Okay, everyone is uttering this word so many times in a day: virus, virus, virus. But we should think how many of us have actually seen this. We find that only a handful number of scientists who have access to scanning and transmission electron microscope. This is not ordinarily available. This microscope is special microscope, and it is available only at selected educational and research institutes. So the scientists and technologists who are fortunate to have access to the scanning and transmission electron microscope have actually got a sight of this mysterious substance. Now, regarding virus, I'm not a biologist, but whatever general idea I have about virus, that it lies in the borderline of a material substance and a creature. It cannot be said to be a non-living entity, and it cannot be said to be a living entity also. So, so that's why I have called it a mysterious substance. Okay, and we should not be biased about the present, or biased about virus, by the nature of virus, whether it is or it should not be biased regarding the nature of virus. We should not think that this is a living body. We should also accept it as a substance, as an entity who is who has behavior, or who exhibits behavior also similar to a non-living substance. Now, in a scanning and transmission electron microscope, we do not use light to see the object. We use electron beam in place of light. Light, as it is known to us, is a beam comprising of photons but we do not use light inside an electron microscope. We use electron beam in place of light to see the object that we intend to see. And we do not use glass lens or our eye lens to see the object. We use electron lens. So I think this will obviously give rise to some idea about the nature of such lens. Electron lens. Electron is extremely tiny particle and having a mass almost negligible, and this extremely tiny particle with negligible mass is being used as a lens in a scanning and transmission electron microscope. And using this lens only, we have managed to get a glimpse of this mysterious entity called virus. Now the conclusion is electron is a subatomic particle, and it is used, we are using this electron to see the virus, and this itself is the proof. This itself is the proof that the entity called virus belongs to the subatomic domain. This point has to be clarified first, that why I am considering virus as a subatomic entity. It is not an entity that can be seen with naked eye. It is not an entity that can be seen with high resolution microscope. It is an entity that can only be seen, and that too not very clearly, by using a special type of microscope that uses a subatomic particle electron as in place of light and to prepare the lens. So the nature of object, when the nature of object is extreme, when the size of object is extremely tiny, when the size of object is extremely small, the microscope that has to be used to see that type of object should use extremely tiny and almost massless particles as to build up microscope. So conclusion is electron is a subatomic particle and it is used to see virus. That means virus itself is also an entity that belongs to subatomic domain. Now, in order to understand the hypothesis regarding the mechanism of action of homeopathic medicine on human body, I will introduce a concept in physics, which is interference of waves. When waves emitted by coherent sources, what is coherent source? Coherent source means the sources that have same origin. The sources that have same origin. So two sources emitting waves, and these waves and these two sources have a common origin. When these waves superpose on one another, that is when they interact or interfere, the result is either minimizing the effect of one another or enhancing the effect of one another. Okay, so this is interference of waves. So this is a source. This is a source. Source means a vibrating body. This is a source, and we may consider this to be a source of light. Source of light, and we have placed a cardboard in front of the source of light, and in the cardboard there are two holes. Through this hole, light is leaking out. Through this hole also light is leaking out. So this is source S1 and this is source S2, and we'll call these two sources as coherent sources because they have same origin. Okay, originally there is only one source, and that one source has been used to produce two different sources. Now this source S1 is emitting wave, and this source S2 is also emitting wave, and we can see that these two waves are interacting with one another, and what is the effect of this interaction? The effect of this interaction is either minimizing the effect of one another or enhancing the effect of one another. This will be more clear through this drawing. By enhancing the effect of one another, you can see that there is vibration in it. Now, when the effect of one another is enhanced, the vibration will be like this. Vibration will increase a manifold, and by minimizing the effect of one another, the vibration will disappear and it will be more of a flat line. Okay, so these two waves are interacting, and that interaction is called interference. And due to this interference, there are two possibilities. In one case, the effect of one on the other will be enhanced. You can see that the amplitude of oscillation has increased, and there is another possibility that one wave may completely subside the effect of the other, or one wave may completely annihilate the effect of the other. So both are possible. Either one will augment the effect of the other, or one will completely annihilate, destroy the effect of other, and the result will be zero. So the result of interaction of this type of interaction, or this type of or which is more appropriately called interference, is either a flat line or a more vigorous vibration, either no vibration or a more vigorous vibration. Okay, now the same when the interfering, now these interfering coherent waves, if they have same amplitude of vibration, if they have same amplitude of vibration, then the result, I have already mentioned that there are two possible results. There are two possible effects. One is augmenting the effect of one another. That is more appropriately called the constructive interference. And the other possible effect is destroying the effect of one another, which is more appropriately called the destructive interference. Okay, so this constructive interference, the constructive interference I have already discussed. This destructive interference, regarding the destructive interference, the destruction will be a complete destruction. Destruction will be a complete destruction, means no effect of either of the two waves will remain, will persist, provided the amplitudes of the interacting waves are equal. If the amplitudes are equal, see, this point has to be taken care of. This point has to be noticed, that if the amplitudes are equal, then only they will completely destroy the effect of one another. Okay, and the result will be zero. Means when it comes to light, I am giving an example, simple example in this case. In front of the screen, in front of this cardboard, this is a source of light. In front of this cardboard, this is emitting light, this is also emitting light. Okay, and behind this there is a single source. That's why these two sources are coherent. In front of, just ahead of this cardboard, which contains two sources of light, if you place a screen, then what surprising thing we will find that there are dark patches. Dark patches have formed at several places right in front of the sources, completely dark. And alongside these dark patches, we will find that there are bright patches. So what is surprising? Bright patches will not raise that much surprise, because if you place a screen in front of an object which is emitting light, there will obviously be bright patches or bright portion on the screen. But what surprises us all is that presence of dark patches right in front of the sources. So these dark patches means the area where there is no light have been produced due to destructive interference of the lights emitted by these two sources. Destructive interference means the light coming from this source and light coming from this source, they have fallen at this point on the screen in such a way, at this point on the screen or at this point on the screen, in such a way that they have completely neutralized. That means one light has completely killed the other light, and the result is complete absence of light in front of the two sources. Okay, this is this destructive interference is particularly important in building up this hypothesis that throws some light on mechanism of action of homeopathic medicine on human body. So interference of waves, an elementary idea. I have told a lot on this, but the points that we'll have to keep in our mind in order to understand, in order to realize the subsequent discussion is that the sources have to be coherent. The sources have to be coherent, means they must originate from a single source. Their origin must be same. Okay, this is particularly significant because we know that in homeopathy to cure some disease, to cure, for example, I think to make it more simple, I'll give an example. Let us consider arsenic poisoning. Now we know that there is plenty of groundwater contaminated with arsenic, and we are reading it in everyday news coming across this every day in newspaper and in other sources of information, that groundwater is contaminated with arsenic, and where this contamination is severe, there people are showing some illness, some sickness, particularly eruptions. Eruptions are coming out in their palms and hands, and they are showing arsenic as a medicine. Okay, so the point that has to be noted here, that to cure a sickness caused by arsenic poisoning, the homeopathic doctor is prescribing arsenic in extreme dilution, in extremely diluted form as medicine. So this is where the concept of coherent sources lies. Concept of coherent sources. Cause of the disease is, cause of the sickness is arsenic, and its cure prescribed by homeopathic doctor is also arsenic in extremely dilution, extreme dilution, or in extremely diluted form. So this is one important point that we'll have to keep in our mind, that interference of waves occur only when the sources are coherent. Okay. And second important point that we must keep in our mind, that in order to annihilate the effect of one another, in order to annihilate, completely destroy the effect of one another, there has to be destructive interference. Constructive interference will increase the suffering. You have seen constructive interference, the effect of each. Effect of one wave is increasing the effect of another. So if the medicines are not properly if the medicines are not proper, or if the medicines are not rightly selected, then that will lead to constructive interference, and its effect on human body will be more suffering. Okay, instead of getting a relief, the person will more suffer. Okay, and that may cause to death also. Okay, so we'll have to focus on destructive interference, and we'll have to focus our attention on coherent sources. I've given an example of coherent sources as used in homeopathic medicinal system, and now I'll focus on how we can produce a destructive interference. So this type of destructive interference between waves emitted by coherent sources as the explanation of basic concept on which the homeopathy is like yours, like. Now, I have given an introduction to the interference between two coherent waves. Okay, what we should note in all my talk until now, I have stated wave, but homeopathic medicines are material substances. Okay, and a material is not a wave. Wave is something different. Okay, a material does not vibrate, and that's why it does not produce wave. But wave is vibrating. Wave means light, sound. So homeopathic medicines, despite being material substances, must be capable of generating waves. Okay, otherwise this concept of interference as a mechanism of working of homeopathic medicine will become invalid. It will not make any sense. So in order to understand how a material substance converts itself into wave, we'll have to know, we'll have to with a concept that is called matter wave. The matter wave is a wave which has been long back it had been theorized by de Broglie, and that's why it is also called de Broglie's wave. That time it was in form of theory, but now we have been able to prove that matter wave actually exists, and our electron microscope also, the electron microscope that I have talked about in getting a glimpse of this mysterious entity called virus, also uses matter wave. Okay, or de Broglie wave. The wavelength of such a wave, lambda, is h by mv. I will not go into that much details because all these things are there in physics, so this will overburden my listeners. So what I'm highlighting here, that a moving material particle, this is a particle, it is a material particle, it is matter, but when it keeps moving, when it keeps moving, particularly with sufficiently high speed, then then uh, then a wave is generated around this particle. So what we have? We have a particle. What particle? A simple material particle, and it is doing what? It is moving. And as a result of this, what has happened? A wave has been produced around it. And this wave, which is associated with a moving particle, is called matter wave or de Broglie wave. This is matter wave or de Broglie wave. De Broglie wave. So a moving matter, a moving particle is also a wave. This has to be understood, and this is very vital, or plays a vital role in building up the hypothesis. So a moving material particle is associated with a wave, and that wave is called de Broglie wave or matter wave. The material substance, which is extremely diluted in alcohol to prepare a homeopathic medicine. We should have, I think many of us having this idea that homeopathic medicine is prepared by diluting a material substance in alcohol. That material which has been diluted in alcohol, it remains in addition nanoparticles. Okay, this was a mystery for a long time, but only in the last year, IT Bombay carried out a research and conclusively proved against the claim of the scientists of developed countries that the homeopathic medicine is not just water. The scientists in IIT Bombay conclusively proved that the homeopathic medicine in its extreme diluted form contains nanoparticles of the material which has been used to prepare the medicine. So it is a medicine, a drop of homeopathic medicine is not entirely water. It has nanoparticles of the substance which has been used to prepare that medicine. When a drop of this liquid means this homeopathic medicine, when a drop of this liquid falls on the surface of the tongue, we should know here that unlike allopathic medicine, homeopathic medicines are not swallowed. Okay, you cannot swallow a homeopathic medicine using water like we do with allopathic medicines. You have to drop this medicine in liquid form or in sugar tablet form on your tongue. Okay, so when a drop of this liquid falls on the surface of the tongue, the nanoparticles got moving in the stream of fluids running in our body. Okay, so by fluids, I'm not a biologist. By fluids, I mean blood and all other fluids which are continuously running in our body and making this or enabling this superior engine. I call our our body as a superior engine survive. So when a drop of this liquid falls on the surface of the tongue, the nanoparticles got moving in the stream of fluids running in our body and instantly produce its characteristic de Broglie wave. So I have used the word characteristic de Broglie wave to distinguish between one matter wave from another matter wave. For example, arsenic. The matter wave corresponding to homeopathic medicine arsenic is different from the matter wave corresponding to homeopathic medicine belladonna. because the nanoparticles of arsenic has its when gone moving is produce their characteristic de Broglie wave, which is different from the characteristic de Broglie wave of belladonna particle. So this is about characteristic de Broglie wave. That means one de Broglie wave, one matter wave associated with one type of matter is different from another matter wave associated with another type of matter. So they are different. Okay. Now, first of all, why should a healthy body suddenly fall sick? So, as an explanation, I am putting forward this concept that when a subatomic entity, virus, subatomic entity, I have already established virus as a subatomic entity. When a subatomic entity enters into the body fluids and keeps moving with its associated de Broglie wave, then a healthy body falls sick. Okay, so this is a concept that we have to understand, and we have to accept for the time being that a healthy body falls sick when a subatomic particle, a subatomic entity enters into our body fluids and keeps moving, obviously keeps moving with its associated de Broglie wave. This de Broglie wave, this matter wave, that means the matter wave corresponding to or associated with a virus, that a virus disturbs the operating system of our body, and as a result, a healthy body falls sick. Now, the phase of these waves, which two waves? One wave that I have mentioned as a disturbing wave. Okay, so the wave corresponding to, wave associated with a virus after it has gone into our body, the wave associated with a virus after it has gone into our body is being mentioned here as disturbing wave or DW, and the wave associated with the medicine, homeopathic medicine, after or wave associated with the nanoparticles present in the homeopathic medicine after they have been administered on the body, on the sick body, is being mentioned as medicinal wave, MW. So MW is the medicinal wave and DW is the disturbing wave. So disturbing wave is associated with virus after it has entered into a healthy body, and medicinal wave is associated with the nanoparticles present in a homeopathic medicine after that medicine has been administered on the sick people. Okay, in order to cure, in an attempt to cure. Now, in order to achieve cure, these two waves should completely neutralize one another. These two waves should completely neutralize one another. That means these two waves should interfere in a destructive way. Now, the question is, when is this type of destructive interference produced? Destructive interference is produced only when the two waves differ in their phases. If the two waves have a 180-degree phase difference, that means if one wave becomes opposite in phase to the other, then only they will interfere destructively. Okay, that means one wave is like this, and the other wave which is interacting with this one is like this. then they are opposite in phase. So they are opposite in phase, because if this is plus something, plus A, then this one is minus A, and the result of their superposition is 0, which is called destructive interference. So in order to achieve destructive interference, see, our attempt is to achieve destructive interference in order to produce cure. In order to achieve destructive interference, the two waves must differ in phase by 180 degree, or they must be in opposite phase. Now the question is, how will we ensure that MW and DW, that medicinal wave and the disturbing wave, they differ in phase by 180 degree? How do we ensure? That part I am discussing now. The phase of these two waves, so these two waves, medicinal wave and disturbing wave, is decided by their level of crudeness, by their level of crudeness, by the level of the crudeness of the material which is generating these two waves, by the level of crudeness. In crude form, the phase is 0. That means in crude form means crude arsenic and crude another pellet of, or another particle of crude arsenic, one particle of crude arsenic, another particle of crude arsenic, they have a 0 phase difference. But with more and more dilution, with more and more dilution, as we go for dilution, the phase of the diluted substance deviates away from 0, and in event of extreme dilution, the phase becomes 180 degree, or in other words, opposite. So in crude form, the phase is 0. In extremely diluted form, the phase is 180. So a material in crude form and the same material in extremely diluted form differ in phase by an angle of 180 degree, or they are said to be in opposite phase. As an example, we may consider 10M potency as per listing of homeopathic medicine, or extreme dilution 50M potency. 10M potency, 50M potency means extremely diluted form. So for such medicine belonging to 10M category or 50M category, the phase of the medicinal wave, becomes almost opposite, or 99% opposite to the phase of the disturbing wave. Because disturbing wave is more crude, disturbing wave is produced by entity in more crude form, by substance in more crude form, while medicinal wave is associated or generated by material in extremely diluted form, say differing phase, and this phase difference is almost 180. That means they these two waves, MW and DW, almost opposite in phase. So if we allow these two waves to interact, to interfere, then they will produce what is known as destructive interference. Okay. So DW and MW, they interfere destructively inside the human body, completely neutralizing one another. This also explains the magical recovery as claimed by homeopathic system of medicine. Okay, when we go through many writings in net, we find that many homeopathic practitioners have claimed to produce magical recovery by administering a very diluted dose of a medicine on a sick body. So this also explains magical recovery, because this type of neutralization, this type of annihilation of effect of one by another, acts or this occurs or this type of effect is produced, and inhalation is produced in an extremely small time. It is not a time bound process that this will continuously act on the body for 5 or 6 days or for a prolonged time, and then only this annihilation will occur. It is not like that. It is an instant affair. The two waves will come in contact and they will produce destructive interference. So it is an instant. It is instantaneous process, and that's why this throws some light. This type of destructive interference between MW and DW throws, I think, a bright light on explaining on the magical recovery claims by homeopathic doctors. So summary. Now I will discuss summary of point one. Hypothesis we have. What is point one? Hypothesis behind working of homeopathy. Cause of disease: generation of disturbing wave. This is the cause. Okay. Inside a healthy body by substances or entity that contain body fluids. Homeopathic medicine generates medicinal wave inside human body after the medicine is administered. Now, how is cure done? As claimed by homeopathic doctors, homeopathic practitioners, homeopathic system of medicine, how is cure produced? DW and MW must have common origin. Okay, DW and MW, they must have common origin. They must be coherent. Without coherent sources, interference will not occur. So they must have common origin. For example, we may take up the case of vaccine. Vaccine is also prepared. Vaccine of a particular disease, a particular infection, is also produced from the infection-causing virus. So that means they have the cure and the cause of sickness. They have same origin. That means they are coherent. Then one must be, the second one, in order to achieve cure, one must be much more diluted than the other. Okay, this is important because if one is not much more diluted than the other, then they will not produce, they will not be in opposite phase, and they will not produce destructive interference. Okay, and in order to achieve cure, the last point is MW must interfere destructively with DW, annihilating it completely. Otherwise, if they fail to interfere destructively, then they will enhance, they will further aggravate the suffering of the sick. So they must interfere destructively. And how this type of destructive interference will be achieved? By through dilution only. Through dilution only we can achieve this type of destructive interference. One, the source is crude form, or the source of disease or the cause of disease is in crude form, but its cure is in its medicine is in extremely diluted form. So they will interfere in a destructive way, annihilating the effect of one, completely neutralizing the effect of one by the other. Now I'll go to point two, homeopathic medicines for COVID-19. Now this the mention of this has definitely generated interest in all my listeners, because we are really in search for a good medicine for COVID-19 infection, COVID-19 pandemic. Now, symptoms of COVID-19, I will discuss here. In this point, what I will do, I will discuss symptoms of COVID-19 and compare it with the prominent symptoms exhibited by some homeopathic medicines. So this is a comparison. This is a comparison between the symptoms exhibited by a person, by a human body when it gets infected with this coronavirus. Okay, and I'll alongside I'll show the symptoms exhibited by some selected homeopathic medicines. Following are the symptoms the symptoms are still emerging. Okay, the matter is not yet closed. And the source of all these symptoms, I will mention about the source first. I have taken this from cdc.government, government, and they are still in the process.
Hello.
So you can, so
Yes, sir. Please continue.
continue. Now it is visible.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Okay. Are all the slides that I've already shown, were they visible?
Sir, slides are not visible that much, sir. It is not in the full screen, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, not in full screen, not over
Yeah,
the entire
yeah.
screen.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Before it was coming, now it is just in the small sidebar.
Oh, okay. I'm just having a check. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Because everybody wants to see the slides, sir.
Slides. Now I should have informed
Yes,
you earlier also. Slides.
No, I can see the slide.
but it is not
I
coming
can see the
sometimes.
slide.
Oh, Dr. Nadu, yeah.
হ্যাঁ
But yeah,
আমি তো
okay,
স্লাইড 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 দেখতে পাচ্ছি তো
দেখতে পাচ্ছেন না? আচ্ছা, 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 ঠিক আছে।
পুরোপুরি দেখতে পাচ্ছি
Okay,
ঠিক
sir.
আছে তো?
ক্যারি অন স্যার ইউ প্লিজ ক্যারি অন
The slide can be seen if you pin it. There is a button called pin. If you pin it, then the slide can be seen.
হ্যাঁ yes
Okay.
you are absolutely right
Actually, on my computer, I have done whatever I can do. There is nothing else that I can do. Okay, on the computer, it is covering the full screen. Okay, now people with
No,
this.
no, sir.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Okay, sir, carry on,
it
sir.
is okay sir you just carry on
Now it is
Now
on.
the
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
we have reached
আমারটা আসছে
in
না।
point two.
আমারটা আসছে না।
The point two shows the symptoms exhibited by a COVID-19 patient, and these are the symptoms. Okay, since there is some issue with the visibility of the slide, I am just mentioning, I am just uttering all these symptoms. I'm just reading it out: fever or chills, cough, shortness of breath or difficulty in breathing. There is difficulty in breathing, means respiratory trouble, fatigue, muscle or body aches, headache, new loss of taste or smell. New means suddenly the person affected or infected with this virus will not get any taste or smell. Congestion or running nose, nausea or vomiting, diarrhea. Okay, so these are the symptoms which have already come out in the open through studying a lot of patients, that fever or chills, cough, shortness of breath or difficulty in breathing, fatigue, muscle or body aches, headache, new loss of taste or smell, congestion or runny nose, there will be sneezing, or there may be complete absence of sneezing also. The root of the nose may suffer from blocking. The root of the nose may get blocked completely, or there may be nausea or vomiting, and also diarrhea. Okay, so these are the symptoms that has which have come to light. Now I will discuss. I have displayed the symptoms exhibited by some specific homeopathic medicines. Specific means I have selected, I have identified these 5 medicines as they exhibit COVID-19 like symptoms. The source of source of this information is Homeopathic Materia Medica by William Borick. By Borick, I'm not written here. Borick's Materia Medica is the book that that shows these that give displays these informations. First medicine is Aconitum napellus, more popularly known as aconite. Its symptoms, fever. In its symptoms, in the list of symptoms, we will find fever, cough, breathing difficulty, fatigue, headache, nose mucous membrane dry, nose stopped up, dry or with scanty watery coryza, stomach, vomiting, there will be profuse sweat, bitter taste of everything. So that means in aconite, in the symptoms of aconite, we find that there are symptoms. In the symptoms of aconite, we find there are symptoms quite similar to the symptoms that a COVID-19 patient exhibits. So there are fever, cough, breathing difficulty, fatigue, headache, nose, stomach, stool. Okay, then if we take up another medicine, arsenic album, they are also under this medicine also we'll find that there is sneezing, watery discharge from nose, then cough, raw sensation in throat, weakness, mental restlessness, aggravation, and other things. That means arsenic album also shows cough, also exhibits cough, respiratory or sneezing or nose trouble, respiratory trouble. And then we take up another. Actually, there are too many symptoms which have not been, which are not possible to enlist all the symptoms. So I have mentioned the main symptoms only. And what I emphasize through this slide, presentation is that the symptoms exhibited by the medicine known as aconite, and the symptoms exhibited by the homeopathic medicine arsenic, and the symptoms exhibited by homeopathic medicine belladonna, and the symptoms exhibited by homeopathic medicine bryonia, and the symptoms exhibited by homeopathic medicine rust tox are not completely different from one another. Rather, in most cases, the symptoms are overlapping. Okay, while each of these medicines exhibit COVID-19 like symptoms, one medicine cannot be clearly distinguished from another medicine as far as the symptom goes. We are not able to clear cut. We are not able to distinguish two medicines from one another in a clear cut way, because the symptoms are almost similar, and in many cases the symptoms are overlapping. Okay, so this is the main problem. This is the main problem with what? This is the main problem with identifying a single homeopathic medicine as the coherent, medicine for the disease causing entity. Okay, so this point has to be understood, because the subsequent discussion is based upon this problem with homeopathic, we have problem with selecting homeopathic medicine, that one medicine is not, one medicine cannot be clearly distinguished from another medicine as far as the symptom goes. Cannot be, because there is no distinguishing feature that this symptom is present only in this and it is not present in the other. This type of distinguishing symptom is not available. So this makes the choice or identification of the coherent source or the coherent medicine extremely difficult. Aconite symptoms, you will find some symptoms are many symptoms are COVID-19 like symptoms. Arsenic also shows many symptoms which are COVID-19 like symptoms. Belladonna, Bryonia, Rustox, they all exhibit some symptoms, a part of their symptoms as COVID-19 like symptoms. So in order to so identification of the coherent medicine becomes extremely difficult. Next one. Now, after discussing point two, in point two, I have highlighted the extreme difficulty in choosing the appropriate coherent medicine in order to tackle the disease causing substance. So what I have suggested here, since the 5 medicines that I have shown in my earlier slide all show COVID-19 like symptoms, why not use all those 5 medicines? In view of extreme difficulty in choosing a particular one, why not using all those 5 medicines in a cycle? Okay, in a cycle, in a judiciously formed cycle to tackle COVID-19. Okay, so the problem is extreme difficulty in choosing the appropriate homeopathic medicine because the medicines exhibit similar symptoms. Then my suggestion is, why not use multiple medicines in rotation? Why not use multiple medicines in rotation so that the problem can be tackled? So use of multiple homeopathic medicines in a cycle as a protocol. When we compare the symptoms of homeopathic medicines as listed above, we find that all of the above medicines have symptoms which are in line with the symptoms exhibited by a COVID-19 patient. Moreover, a good number of symptoms exhibited by different medicines, I mean homeopathic medicines, are overlapping. In the absence of a clear-cut distinguishing symptom, foolproof information-based identification of the coherent medicine becomes impossible. So in such case, there is no way other than relying on trial and error method. When lives of sick people are at stake, such trial and error cannot be an approach that we can accept. Okay, I have shown the inefficacy of or difficulty in choosing a single medicine. Then I have proposed that 5 medicines, all the 5 medicines should be used in a cycle. Then I have told that this is only a trial and error method. Then I have told that when the lives of sick people are at stake, such trial and error cannot be an approach. Okay, so that trial and error, we will do trial and error, but in a more judicious way. Okay, so I am now proposing a method, and a judicious approach to do a trial and error application of multiple medicines in a cycle. As per Materia Medica of homeopathy, action of 2 medicines on the patient's body depend on the time sequence in which they are administered on the patient. It depends on the time sequence. For example, after administering aconite, if you again administer another medicine, belladonna, then that may lead to further deterioration in the condition of patient. That may lead to further suffering of the patient. So after aconite, belladonna may not be applicable. It may also happen that after administering one medicine, if you apply another medicine, then the second medicine will follow the first medicine well, and it will reduce the suffering of the patient further. So idea is there are 2 medicines, one is M1 and other is M2. For example, let us consider 2 medicines, M1 and M2. On the patient, let M1 is applied first, and then after some time M2 is applied. There are 3 possibilities. M2 may act well, or may deteriorate, or may antidote the effect of M1. So there are 3 possibilities. What are those 3 possibilities? The 3 possibilities are it may act well, or may cause further deterioration, or may antidote, means neutralize the effect of the previous medicine. Okay, so M2 may completely neutralize the good effect of M1 also. Okay, the effect has been produced on a sick body, and the second medicine may completely vanish that good effect, or that is called antidoting, means it will completely neutralize the previous medicine. That is not desired, because if the first medicine has acted well on the sick body, then the second medicine should not destroy that. Okay, or the second medicine may enhance the good action of the first medicine further. Okay, that is what we desire, that the second medicine should follow the first medicine well. So this has been underlined, that the medicine applied later should follow well the medicine applied previously. Okay, so this has to be. Appointed. So this is what is desired. This is what is desired, and the subsequent discussion is based on this concept. Subsequent cycle of multiple medicines that I have proposed also is based upon this concept, that medicine applied later should follow well the medicine applied previously. So if we decide to apply all the 5 medicines, each one of which is showing COVID-19 like symptoms, then we should place the medicines in a cycle. We should place all those 5 medicines in a cycle as far as their time, their sequence is concerned. in such a way that one medicine should follow the previous medicine well. Okay, based on this concept, I propose a cycle in which the medicine should be administered on patient one after another, and if need be, the cycle should be repeated. This cycle you can see here, but before discussing it, I'll go to the next slide, which will make the idea more clear. This is a photo taken from Relationship of Remedies by a very renowned book, Gibson Miller, and you can see how the remedies are related to one another. This is only a small portion of that big table, multiple pages table, I'll call. Remedy, you can see, I'll consider this one, aconite. You can see aconite. Aconite, complementary remedies, arnica, coffea, and sulfur. Complementary means they have almost, they exhibit almost similar symptoms. And remedies that follows well. Remedies that follows well. Here you can see Rastox. Here you can see Rastox. Rastox follows well aconite. Okay, Rastox follows well aconite, and Bryonia also follows well. Belladonna also follows well. Arsenic follows well. Okay, and these are the medicines. Arsenic follows well aconite. Belladonna also can be administered after aconite, and Rastox also can be administered after aconite. And inimical, you also find there are medicines. Inimical, you can see not particularly related to aconite, but related to a corresponding to a different medicine. You can see that there are certain medicines which are inimicals, means it will aggravate the suffering of the patient. Okay, it will aggravate the suffering of the sick body. For example, after acetic acid, if this causticum is administered, or Naxgom is given, or Borax is given, then that will aggravate the suffering of the patient. Inimical means it does not. It means this medicine, the medicine which is applied later, does not support the previous medicine. It acts against the previous medicine. And you can see antidotes. In the table you will find antidotes. Acetic acid, belladonna means if this medicine, if your chosen medicine has gone wrong, means it has not acted on the patient well, and if you want to antidote, you want to neutralize that, then you have to choose one of these medicines. Okay, it is given in the table. Okay, so belladonna antidotes. So that's why if you administer belladonna after aconite, what will happen? It will destroy the good effect of aconite, because it will antidote aconite. So belladonna cannot be administered after aconite. Rastox can be administered, because Rastox follows well when administered after belladonna. Now I'll go back to the previous. Based on this concept, I have prepared this cycle of 5 medicines. Aconite 30 should be followed by Rastox 30, Bryonia 30 should be followed by arsenic 30, and then arsenic 30 should be followed by belladonna 30, and again we'll go back to aconite 30, and so on. And duration of one cycle is 3 hours. I'll show this cycle in another slide. Here you can see the cycle that I have proposed, and I do not support using this as a cure, or anyone using this as a cure for or as a treatment protocol for COVID-19. This should not be used as a treatment protocol for COVID-19. This should be used to carry out more research in this field. Okay, so the cycle. এটা পয়েন্টারটা এখানে aconite 30. So you must start with aconite 30. Okay, the first aconite 30 potency, 30 potency is given because it is not too diluted and not too crude also. Because 30 potency has been chosen in order to be on safe side, because if a medicine, wrongly chosen medicine given in high potency, then that will aggravate, and that should not be, in my opinion, that should not be used. So in case of such COVID-19 or coronavirus type of infection, we should use 30 potency for all medicines. Aconite 30 should be given at T equal to 0, means the treatment should be started with acquiring, treatment should be started with administering a dose of aconite 30, and after giving one dose of aconite 30, we should wait for 45 minutes, and then we'll administer another dose of, or another medicine. We'll administer another, not another dose, another medicine, which is Rastox 30. Rastox 30 has been chosen as the following medicine, because Rastox 30 or Rastox follows well aconite. Okay, so that's why Rastox has been placed after aconite, and after administering a single dose, okay, in each case we'll apply only one dose of aconite 30, followed by one dose of Rastox 30, then again wait for 45 minutes, okay, and this 45 minutes is allowed so that the medicine can act on the sick body, okay, so that it can produce that desired effect, which is destructive interference by a destructive interference of a disturbing wave by the medicinal wave. Then after waiting for 45 minutes, we should administer a single dose of Bryonia 30. Okay, that means at T equal to 1 hour 30 minutes, means 1 hour 30 minutes after administering or after starting the treatment, 1 hour 30 minutes after starting the treatment, one dose of Bryonia 30 should be administered. Now, why Bryonia 30 has been chosen, has been placed after Rastox 30? Because Bryonia follows Rastox well. It is not inimical to Rastox. It is not antidote to Rastox. It follows well. I have shown you the table. So there, I have shown only a small portion of the table. For detail, you'll have to see a detailed repertory, detailed materia medica. There you will find that Bryonia follows well when administered after Rastox. Okay, then after administering a single dose of Bryonia 30, we should wait for another 45 minutes, and then we should administer the next medicine, a single dose of arsenic 30. That means 2 hours 15 minutes after the start of treatment, 2 hours 15 minutes after the start of treatment, 1, 2, 3, this fourth medicine has been administered on the sick body. Then again we'll wait for 45 minutes and administer a single dose of the next medicine, Belladonna 30, and we will go rotating. If we see that the improvement has started, then either we will go through the cycle for a second time, or we may stop also. We should stop repeating the cycle, because such repetition will produce disturbing waves in the body. So once the recovery starts, if we find that recovery has started, we should stop, and if we find that another cycle is required, we may continue. This all depends on the discretion of the doctors. Okay, but this is a cycle which has been which basically goes against the basic concept of homeopathic system of medicine, that choosing a single medicine as the remedy. This goes against that concept. What I have proposed, that we should use all the five medicines, because choosing a single coherent medicine is next to impossible. So we will choose all the five medicines which are showing COVID-19 like symptoms, but we will administer those medicines in a judicious cycle, in a judiciously formed cycle, so that one medicine administered after another should enhance the curative effect of the previous one. Okay, so this is the cycle that I propose. Once again, I am telling that this should not be used to this should not be used as a treatment protocol for treating COVID-19. This talk is not intended to provide a treatment protocol for COVID-19. This talk that I have delivered is more against rejecting homeopathy as simple water. What we should do, we should carry out more research, and we should also see whether by doing further research we can explain, we can achieve a foolproof protocol for COVID-19. So I appeal to all the experts in this field to carry out clinical research to study the efficacy of this homeopathy protocol in fighting COVID-19. So I convey my thanks to all of you who have given me a platform where I can present myself to argue against rejecting homeopathy as simple water, and I may propose a theory that may throw some light on how homeopathic system of medicine actually works on a sick body. So any questions? If you have any questions, you can email
Yes,
me.
sir.
Okay. So if you
Okay,
have
sir.
any,
Thank you. Thank you. We do have 3 questions for you.
okay, please go
Number
on.
one is N95 mask. How effective is it? Number 2 is, you have dealt with this issue, but somebody has still mentioned it, that many countries have rejected homeopathy medicine. But during the pandemic, many newspaper reports are discussing homeopathy. So what is your opinion on that? I think you have dealt with it already. So briefly, maybe you can comment. Number 3, the last question is that, what is your opinion on co-vaccine?
Co-vaccine is still in the mother's womb. So co-vaccine, the vaccine, but there is a problem with vaccine. What I feel, that how many vaccines will be produced? For every virus, will there be a vaccine? So if such is the thing, that for every one virus has suddenly appeared from the blue, and we have prepared a vaccine for that, and then we are administering that on every human body, then each vaccine, as I have mentioned, each vaccine is a diluted form, and therefore it consists of the nanoparticles. It has nanoparticles of the original. It has nanoparticles of the original contaminating substance. So when these nanoparticles, uh, run through the fluids present in the human body, then each particle will be associated with its characteristic wave, and that characteristic wave, if not neutralized, will leave residual symptoms in the body, which is not desired. Okay, if someone is, in my opinion, okay, this may clash with the notion, vaccine is not always good, in my opinion. If uh, it fails, means uh, vaccine when administered to a body produces or presents its characteristic wave inside the body, and if that is not neutralized, then it will make the body sick. Okay, so not that severe sickness, that will cause death, but it may produce its own characteristic sickness, which may be not that severe, but which may be persisting in the body, and which may not be detected also, because it will remain hidden in the body. Okay, for example, suddenly a person after this vaccine has been administered, suddenly the person develops a continuous coryza. Means the coryza is not getting cured, continuously remaining in the person, or the person may have or may produce another type of symptom. For example, some type of rheumatism. Okay, say some type of lumbago, and this lumbago is not vanishing. Means it is not a disease, life-threatening disease, but it is a disease that the person will suffer from, and for prolonged time. Okay, maybe during his entire lifetime, the person will be suffering from lumbago, or sciatica. Now the cause of the disease will not be known, but in my opinion, whenever a contaminating substance is administered on a human body, a contaminating substance, maybe vaccine. Okay, I'm not discarding vaccine. Vaccine is also a contaminating substance. Okay, so whenever vaccine is administered on a healthy body, it will leave its residual symptoms in the body, and that symptom, that sufferings will not be life threatening. It will persist in the body, and it will go undetected also, and the person will only suffer. So this is answer to the third question. And regarding this is about vaccination. And pardon me if you just once again raise your first question.
Sir, the first question was N95 mask. How effective is N95 mask?
Now see, this uh, virus, as I have highlighted in my, whatever it is, but it is a subatomic entity. Okay, now I will not go into arguments whether virus is living or not living. I will not go into because many times in the history we have seen that some theory has been proposed by scientists, and that theory has been accepted by other scientists all over the world, but ultimately that theory got rejected as just rubbish. Okay, as an example, I may raise Aristotle's theory, how a body moves. Okay, so that was proposed around more than 1,000 years back, and that was accepted also. But now, after Newton proposed his theory of gravitation, or theory of inertia, that was completely rejected as a rubbish. So there is no point, or there should not be any biasing by accepting this virus as a living body, or it is a non-living. There should not be any bias. What I have highlighted, that virus is definitely a subatomic entity, and therefore it is extremely small, and extremely lightweight. So as far as mask is concerned, my feeling is a mask really efficacious in filtering these subatomic entities? I have doubt. But we should not go against.
Hello. 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 There seems to be some
We should
technical
rely on
problem.
whatever we have. It is very small, quite close to the size of an electron, and cannot be stopped by using a simple mask or N2 mask. Okay.
Okay, sir. The third question, I think you've already dealt with in your talk, which is regarding the reception of homeopathy, or how homeopathy was rejected earlier, but now it is under discussion. So,
And
yeah, please.
it has been so what is surprising? What is surprising, and not only surprising, I will call it quite mysterious. Okay, in my understanding, it is quite mysterious. Why, why people in developed countries have rejected homeopathy as water? Okay, I am completely, my opinion, okay, is completely against this. I have personally seen beautiful recovery, which is really mystery. How a material in extremely diluted form, brings out its curative power, and how that cure occurs in a matter of hours. I have seen myself. So it is my firm belief that homeopathic medicine is definitely not water, and the effect is definitely not placebo, because I have tried it. I have tried medicines on many people. I'm not a professional homeopath, but this is my passion. And what I have seen, that when I have administered a wrong medicine, means my choice of medicine is not perfect. That failed. That has in all the cases I have chosen wrong medicine. That medicine completely failed to provide relief to the sick body. But but another medicine, when administered on the patient body after the previous medicine, suddenly cures, suddenly brings out or gives relief to the patient. So that means this placebo effect is completely a rubbish. Because if it is placebo, then the first medicine, which was wrongly chosen, should also have been able to give relief to the patient. But the first medicine, it causes or aggravates the suffering. Second medicine gives relief. So definitely it is not placebo. Placebo is because placebo, it cannot be called placebo, because children and older people who have lost their, who do not have, who still lack the consciousness or that much intellect, also gets helped, or they also get helped by homeopathic medicine. So it is definitely not a placebo. And why they have rejected, advanced countries have rejected, I do not understand. It's still a mystery to me.
Okay, sir. One additional question has come up. Does homeopathy work for all individuals?
Uh, Homeopathy works for each and every human being. It works on every living body. Every living body. But the difficulty I have already mentioned, it is almost, I'll call it, next to impossible to choose the coherent source. That's why, that is the real cause of or real cause of a downfall of homeopathy in advanced countries. Because homeopathy started in advanced countries only, in Germany and other European countries, it spreads. But there is a downfall, means they have rejected it. The cause is extreme difficulty in choosing, identifying the coherent medicine. Means a medicine that will all the symptoms or the symptoms similar to the cause to the symptoms exhibited by a sick body.
So I have one question. Can I ask?
Obviously,
Okay,
I'm
sir.
open to all questions.
Thank you, sir. Sir, first of all, thank you for your innovative and insightful delivery. My question is, should we take these homeopathic medicines on regular basis to avoid the infection,
No,
or
no,
can it only be
no.
used after any symptoms?
It's a very good question. Just I will recall the hypothesis that I have talked about. See, it does not rely. Homeopathy cure is not. It does not rely that the medicine will first enter into your digestive system. Then from the digestive system, it will move into blood, and then it will cure the body, or it will neutralize. It is not like that. It is a completely wave phenomena. It is a completely wave phenomena. It is associated with matter wave. So disturbing wave, I have spoken about disturbing wave. Disturbing matter wave is produced by the contaminating substance. This contaminating substance may be a virus, or this contaminating substance may be some sort of physical contaminants we are surrounded by. So that contaminating substance, once enters into a healthy body, produces its matter wave, and that disturbing wave has to be neutralized by destructive interference only. So if the choice of or selection of homeopathic medicine is perfect, then the destructive interference will occur instantly, and neither the contaminating or the disturbing wave will remain in the body, nor the medicinal wave will remain in the body. By way of mutual destruction, they have cancelled one another, so the body will again turn healthy. So if one continues to take these medicines continuously, then one will do what? He will make himself permanently sick. This point has to be noticed. Once contaminating arsenic wave has been neutralized by medicinal arsenic wave, after that, if a person continues to take the medicine, then medicinal arsenic wave will leave its residual symptom in the body, and the person will fall sick. But that sickness will not be life threatening, but a prolonged sickness, as I have mentioned while discussing on the prolonged sickness caused by vaccination. So my experience tells that once the recovery starts, you should stop immediately taking further medicine.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir, for your very informative and a very concrete protocol of suggestions as to how this can actually be tackled and cured. So thank you, sir, for your very illuminating talk on behalf of the college. And it is highly appreciated by all of the participants, as I can see in the comments box. So thank you very much for your time and for sharing your knowledge. Thank you, sir. And so this brings us to our second speaker, who is actually a member of the Bengali department of Jamini Roy College. He is Professor Ramkrishna Mukhopadhyay. He has another feather in his cap, or another identity. That is, he is the head of the NSS unit of the college, and you may have noticed in the brochure of this particular webinar that one of the organizers of the webinar is the NSS unit of Jamini Roy College, and they are doing some very significant work during the pandemic and serving society. It has been appreciated even in the media. So I invite Professor Ramkrishna Mukhopadhyay to deliver his talk on the activities of the NSS unit. And as a colleague, I am also requesting him, please, sir, keep your presentation rather brief. Thank you.
গুড আফটারনুন। আমার পূর্ববর্তী বক্তা এস পাঠক মহাশয়কে যামিনী রায় কলেজের জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের পক্ষ থেকে সুন্দর একটি বক্তব্য রাখার জন্য অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ জানাচ্ছি। উপস্থিত সকলকে আমার প্রীতি, শুভেচ্ছা এবং অভিনন্দন জানাই। আমি রামকৃষ্ণ মুখার্জি, যামিনী রায় কলেজের বাংলা বিভাগের শিক্ষক এবং জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্প বা এনএসএস এর একজন প্রোগ্রাম অফিসার। 2002 সাল থেকে আমার কাঁধে এই দায়িত্ব দেওয়া হয়েছে। আমি দীর্ঘ 18 বছর ধরে এই এনএসএস এর গুরু দায়িত্ব পালন করেছি এবং এখনো পালন করে চলেছি। আজকে ধন্যবাদ জানাই আমার এই কলেজের অধ্যক্ষ মাননীয় প্রদীপ কুমার ব্যানার্জি মহাশয়কে, কারণ এত প্রতিকূলতার মধ্যেও তিনি যে একটা ইন্টারন্যাশনাল পর্যায়ের আন্তর্জাতিক মানের যে অনলাইনের সেমিনারের ব্যবস্থা করেছেন এবং আমাকে কিছু বলার, এনএসএস সম্পর্কে কিছু বলার সুযোগ দিয়েছেন, এই কারণে ওনাকে আমার অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ। তো আমার বক্তব্য বিষয় হচ্ছে প্যান্ডামিক অ্যান্ড এনএসএস ইউনিট অফ আওয়ার কলেজ। এটাই আমার বক্তব্য বিষয়। তো এ সম্পর্কে কিছু বলার আগে আমাদের আগে যে এনএসএস কি, হোয়াট ইজ এনএসএস? না, এনএসএস হচ্ছে কি, এর ফুল ফর্ম হচ্ছে ন্যাশনাল সার্ভিস স্কিম। এর বাংলা হচ্ছে জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্প। এই জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের অধীনে কিছু ভলেন্টিয়ার থাকে। এই ভলেন্টিয়াররা মূলত তাদের গ্রামের মধ্যে কাজে লিপ্ত থাকে, গ্রামগঞ্জে বিভিন্ন সেবামূলক কাজ, সেই কাজে তারা লিপ্ত থাকে। আমাদের এই জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্প, আমরা একটা কাছাকাছি একটা গ্রামকে আমরা অ্যাডপ্টেড করি। এই গ্রামকে অ্যাডপ্টেড করে আমরা বিভিন্ন সময়ে আমরা কাজ করে থাকি। এরপরে আমাদের জানা দরকার যে জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের ইতিহাসটা কি, জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের হিস্ট্রি অফ এনএসএস কি করে শুরু হলো। তো আমরা জানি যে ছাত্র সমাজ তাদের অর্জিত বিদ্যাকে যাতে সমাজের কাজে এবং জাতির কাজে, সেবামূলক কাজে প্রয়োগের মাধ্যমে দিয়ে তাদের অন্তর্নিহিত শক্তির পরিপূর্ণ বিকাশ ঘটাতে পারে, এটা এই বিষয়টা মহাত্মা গান্ধীর সময় থেকে গুরুত্ব পায়। এবং তারপর তখন বিভিন্ন প্রশাসনিক স্তরে একটা আলোচনা হয়। স্বাধীনতার পরবর্তীকালে সেই প্রশাসনিক স্তরে আলোচনা, তৎকালীন প্রধানমন্ত্রী ডক্টর জওহরলাল নেহরু, উনাকে বিভিন্ন রাজ্যের মুখ্যমন্ত্রীরা তারা এই বিষয়টা পাঠ্যক্রমে অন্তর্ভুক্ত করার জন্য প্রস্তাব দেন। এরপর সাল 58 সালে বিভিন্ন রাজ্যের মন্ত্রীদের এই বিষয়ে তারা একটা খসড়া পেশ করেন এবং 1959 সালে কি হয় না 1959 সালে বিভিন্ন শিক্ষামন্ত্রীদের সবাই যে খসড়া পেশ করার পর তারা এই বিষয়টা নিয়ে চিন্তা ভাবনা শুরু করেন শিক্ষামন্ত্রীদের সভাতে। তারপর ডিএস কোঠারির নেতৃত্বে 1964-65 ডিএস কোঠারির নেতৃত্বে জাতীয় শিক্ষা কমিশন শিক্ষাক্ষেত্রে সমাজসেবা করার সুপারিশ করেন। এই সমাজসেবা করার যখন সুপারিশ করা হয় তারপরে দেখা যাচ্ছে যে তৎকালীন কেন্দ্রীয় শিক্ষামন্ত্রী লঞ্চ করেন এটা। তৎকালীন কেন্দ্রীয় শিক্ষামন্ত্রী ওই মহাত্মা গান্ধীর জন্ম শতবর্ষকে মাথায় রেখে 24শে সেপ্টেম্বর 1969 কি করেন না তৎকালীন যে কেন্দ্রীয় শিক্ষামন্ত্রী VK রাও এই NSS 37টি বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে প্রথম প্রচলন করেন। এখন সমস্ত বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ে NSS আছে এবং প্রচুর ইউনিট বেড়েছে। NSS এর সদস্য সংখ্যা বা ভলেন্টিয়ার দিন দিন বৃদ্ধি পাচ্ছে। এই যে NSS লঞ্চ করলেন এই দিনটা 24শে সেপ্টেম্বর, এই দিনটি আমরা NSS দিবস হিসাবে পালন করে আসছি। এরপরে NSS এর একটা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ একটা প্রতীক আছে, সিম্বল আছে। এই সিম্বলটা হচ্ছে কি না এই যে সিম্বল আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি এই সিম্বলটা করা হয়েছে কি না উড়িষ্যার যে কোণারকের সূর্য মন্দির, এই সূর্য মন্দিরের রথের যে চাকা সেই চাকার ধারণার উপর প্রতিষ্ঠিত। এই সূর্য মন্দিরের রথের চাকার ধারণার উপর প্রতিষ্ঠিত। এরপর এই যে এই চাকা কি করছে না এই চাকা আমাদের মুভমেন্ট, এই চক্র জীবনের গতিকে নির্দেশ করে। আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি এই চক্রটির মধ্যে 8টি স্তম্ভ রয়েছে। এই চক্রটির মধ্যে 8টি স্তম্ভ আছে। এই 8টি স্তম্ভ 24টি ঘন্টাকে বোঝায়, অর্থাৎ জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের স্বেচ্ছাসেবকগণ 24 ঘন্টা জাতির সেবার জন্য তারা প্রস্তুত। আমরা এই NSS এর যে ব্যাচ, এই ব্যাচের মধ্যে আমরা লাল রং দেখতে পাচ্ছি। এই লাল রংটির অর্থ হচ্ছে দ্য ভলেন্টিয়ার্স আর ফুল অফ ব্লাড, অর্থাৎ স্বেচ্ছাসেবকরা হচ্ছে জীবন্ত, তারা প্রাণচঞ্চল, তারা উদ্দীপ্ত, তারা সক্রিয়। আমরা এই যে ব্যাচটা দেখতে পাচ্ছি এই ব্যাচের মধ্যে নীল রং বুঝি। এই নীল রঙের তাৎপর্য, নীল রং হচ্ছে বিশ্ব ব্রহ্মাণ্ড, আর NSS হচ্ছে বিশ্ব ব্রহ্মাণ্ডের মধ্যে একটি ক্ষুদ্র অংশ যা জাতির সেবায় তারা নিয়োজিত থাকে। এই হচ্ছে NSS এর সিম্বলের তাৎপর্য এবং এই প্রত্যেকটি যে সিম্বল তার সিম্বলের অর্থ এই নির্দেশ করে। এরপরে আমরা NSS এর একটা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ অংশ হচ্ছে মটো অফ NSS। NSS এর নীতিবাক্য, এই নীতিবাক্যটা কি? NSS এর নীতিবাক্যটি হচ্ছে মি বাট ইউ, অর্থাৎ একজন ব্যক্তির মঙ্গল চূড়ান্তভাবে সকলের মঙ্গলের উপর নির্ভর করে। জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের স্বেচ্ছাসেবকগণ তারা কি করবেন? পরহিতে ব্রতী হবেন, সমাজের যারা পিছিয়ে পড়া মানুষ তাদের উন্নতির জন্য কাজ করবেন, রক্তদান কর্মসূচিতে অংশগ্রহণ করবেন এবং প্রয়োজনে তারা প্রাকৃতিক দুর্যোগ, সংক্রামক রোগের বিরুদ্ধে তারা প্রতিরোধ গড়ে তুলবেন। এই যে মটো, এই মটোকে সামনে রেখে জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্প স্বেচ্ছাসেবকগণ এগিয়ে চলেছে। এরপর হচ্ছে জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের অবজেক্টিভ অফ NSS, এর লক্ষ্য উদ্দেশ্য কি? লক্ষ্য উদ্দেশ্য হচ্ছে জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের যে স্বেচ্ছাসেবকগণ কি করছেন না যে সমাজে বাস করছে সেই সমাজকে সে বুঝতে পারবে, সেই সমাজের সঙ্গে অন্য সদস্যদের সে বুঝতে শিখবে, সমাজের চাহিদা অনুধাবন করতে পারবে। সমাজের কি চাহিদা এবং সেগুলো পূরণ করার তারা সচেষ্ট হবে, তাদের মধ্যে সামাজিক মূল্যবোধ জাগ্রত হবে, তারা সমাজকে কিভাবে চালনা করতে হয় সেই শক্তি তারা এখান থেকে অর্জন করবে এবং সামাজিক কাজকর্ম, প্রাকৃতিক দুর্যোগে কিভাবে মোকাবিলা করতে হয় সে সম্পর্কে তারা জ্ঞান শক্তি অর্জন করতে পারবে। এটাই হচ্ছে জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের অবজেক্টিভ। এরপরে অ্যাক্টিভিটিস ইন প্রেজেন্ট প্যান্ডামিক সিচুয়েশন, আমাদের জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের বর্তমান সিচুয়েশনে কি করেছে, আমরা কি কি কাজকর্ম করেছি এই সম্পর্কে, এই যে করোনা ভাইরাস কোথায়, কোভিড-19 এর কথা চলে আসছে। এই কোভিড-19 এই সম্পর্কে আমাদের পূর্ববর্তী বক্তা পাঠক বাবু তো বলেছেন, আমি সেটা বিস্তারিত করতে চাই না, কারণ এই ভাইরাস যে কিরকম ভয়ঙ্কর এটা আমার বলার বিষয় নয়, এটা যারা ভাইরোলজিস্ট তারাই ভালো বলতে পারবেন। তবে সংবাদপত্র পড়ে যেটুকু আমরা বুঝেছি তাতে বোঝা যাচ্ছে যে এটি একটি অত্যন্ত ধূর্ত ভাইরাস, অত্যন্ত চালাক, একে মোকাবিলা করা খুব কঠিন। তো কোভিড-19 এই করোনা ভাইরাস সারা বিশ্বকে অনেক শিক্ষা দিয়েছে এবং এখনো দিচ্ছে। কি শিক্ষা দিয়েছে না, করোনা শিক্ষা দিল যে রাষ্ট্রীয় মানবতা ছাড়া, আমাদের রাষ্ট্রীয় যদি মানবতা না থাকে তাহলে পৃথিবী বাঁচতে পারে না। করোনা শিক্ষা দিল যে কি করে আমাদের প্রকৃত সুনাগরিক হয়ে গড়ে উঠতে হয়। করোনা শিক্ষা দিল যে ধর্মের চেয়ে আমাদের জাতীয় সংহতি অনেক বড়। তো এই করোনা আমাদের কিছু কিছু নতুন নতুন আজ শব্দ শিখিয়েছে। কোভিড-19 কি শব্দ শিখিয়েছে না, শব্দ শিখিয়েছে লকডাউন, সোশ্যাল ডিস্টেন্স, সামাজিক দূরত্ব। এই করোনা ধর্ম জাত কোনো কিছু মারেনি, সবাইকে গ্রাস করেছে। করোনা একদিকে পৃথিবীর লক্ষ লক্ষ মানুষের জীবনকে কেড়ে নিয়েছে, তবে পৃথিবী থেকে আবার কিছুটা করোনার দূষণ কিন্তু কমেছে এই পরিস্থিতি। তাই দূষণ হাসে, এই দূষণের দিক দিয়ে যদি আমরা দেখি তাহলে এই গ্রামগঞ্জে, শহর, অরণ্য, পাহাড়, নদ নদী সর্বত্র এই দেখতে পাচ্ছি অনেকটা দূষণ মুক্ত হয়েছে। কিন্তু দূষণ হাসে করোনার কিছু অবদান থাকলেও এর ভয়ঙ্কর ছোঁয়ায় কিন্তু আজ মানুষ দিশেহারা, আতঙ্কিত। সবাইকার একটাই প্রশ্ন যে কবে এই পৃথিবী থেকে, এই ভারতবর্ষ থেকে করোনা মুক্ত হবে। একদিকে করোনা আমাদের কি করেছে না, একদিকে করোনা পৃথিবীর লক্ষ লক্ষ মানুষের জীবন করে নিয়েছে, অন্যদিকে এই মহামারীর ফলে বিশ্বে দেখা দিয়েছে অর্থনৈতিক বিপর্যয়। অর্থনৈতিক বিপর্যয়, আজকে অর্থনৈতিক বিপর্যয় অনেক তলানিতে নেমে এসছে। গরিব নিম্নবিত্ত শহরের মানুষ কাজ নেই, অর্থ নেই, গ্রামের প্রান্তিক চাষির ঘরে খাদ্য নেই। এই অবস্থায় NSS হাত গুটিয়ে বসে থাকতে পারে না। এই কঠিন পরিস্থিতিতে আমাদের কলেজের অধ্যক্ষ মাননীয় প্রদীপ কুমার ব্যানার্জি মহাশয় সাহায্যের হাত বাড়িয়ে দিয়েছেন। ওনার সাহায্য ছাড়া আমরা হয়তো আজ এত কাজ করতে পারতাম না, এবং উনি সকলকে সাহায্য করার জন্য উৎসাহিত করেছেন। ওনার ডাকে সাড়া দিয়ে আমাদের কলেজের বিভিন্ন অধ্যাপক, অধ্যাপিকাবৃন্দ, শিক্ষাকর্মীবৃন্দ তারা সকলের সাহায্যের হাত বাড়িয়ে দিয়েছেন। এছাড়া সাহায্যের হাত তো বাড়িয়েছেন আমাদের মূল কারিগর যারা NSS এর ভলেন্টিয়ার। এই ভলেন্টিয়ারদের কথা বলতে গেলে কয়েকজনের ভলেন্টিয়ারদের নাম বলতে হয়, না হলে তার এই বিষয়টা যেন অসম্পূর্ণ থেকে যায়। প্রথমত এই মানুষের এই পাশে দাঁড়িয়েছেন, প্রথমেই বলতে হয় আমাদের বেলিয়াতুর গ্রামের আমাদের কলেজের স্বেচ্ছাসেবক হারাধন কর্মকারের কথা। এই হারাধন কর্মকার জীবনে ঝুঁকি নিয়ে এইরকম কঠিন পরিস্থিতিতে NSS এর যাবতীয় কাজকর্ম করে গেছে। তারা ইতিমধ্যে আমরা বিভিন্ন সংবাদপত্রের হারাধনের প্রশংসা আমরা দেখেছি। সে যে এই এলাকার একজন বিশিষ্ট সমাজকর্মী হিসেবে গণ্য হয়েছে সেটাও বিভিন্ন সংবাদপত্রে লিখেছে। তাছাড়া আরো যেসব ভলেন্টিয়ার আছে আরো কয়েকজনের নাম, তারা হলো কৃষ্ণ দাস, উত্তম দাস, শুভদীপ মান, রাজশ্রী কারক, অনিকেত বাউরি, মৃত্তিকা দাস। এরাও এই কঠিন পরিস্থিতিতে NSS এর কাজকে এগিয়ে যাওয়ার জন্য তারা প্রাণপণ লড়াই করেছে। আমি তাদের শুধু এই শিক্ষাই দিয়ে গেছি, স্বামী বিবেকানন্দের ভাষায় সর্বস্ব দিয়ে দাও, যা তোমার দেবার আছে সর্বস্ব দিয়ে দাও, ভালোবাসা দাও, সাহায্য দাও, সেবা দাও, একটুকু যা তোমার দেবার আছে দিয়ে দাও, কিন্তু সাবধান, বিনিময়ে কিছু চেয়ে না। তো আমাদের স্বেচ্ছাসেবকরাও ঠিক এই মন্ত্রে দীক্ষিত হয়েছে এবং তাদের মধ্যে একটা ভালো কাজ করার জন্য তারা নিজেরাও সচেষ্ট হয়েছে। শ্রী মা সারদা দেবী বলেছেন যে মন্দ কাজে মন সর্বদা আমাদের যায়, ভালো কাজ করতে গেলে আন্তরিক যত্ন এবং রোগ থাকা যায়। এই আন্তরিক যত্ন এবং এই রোগটা এই স্বেচ্ছাসেবকদের মধ্যে আমি মোটিভেশন করেছি। আর আমাদের স্বেচ্ছাসেবকরা তারা প্রাণপণ লড়াই করেছে। আমি কয়েকটা স্লাইডের মাধ্যমে সেই তারা কি কি কাজ করেছে সেই ছবিটা আপনাদের সামনে তুলে ধরছি। এখানে আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে এই পরিস্থিতিতে আমাদের স্বেচ্ছাসেবকরা কিছু হ্যান্ডবিল ছাপিয়েছে। এই হ্যান্ডবিলে লেখা আছে কি না, পরিষ্কার পরিচ্ছন্ন থাকুন, মাস্ক ব্যবহার করুন, সামাজিক দূরত্ব বজায় রাখুন, সচেতনতা সৃষ্টির জন্য যা কিছু প্রয়োজন ডাক্তারবাবুদের সেই পরামর্শ তারা হ্যান্ডবিলে ছাপিয়ে তারা বিভিন্ন গ্রামে গ্রামে মানুষের মধ্যে তারা বিলি করেছে। তারা শুধু বিলি করেননি, তারা যাতে মানুষ সচেতন হয়, আমরা স্লাইডে দেখতে পাচ্ছি, তারা যাতে সচেতন হয় সেই জন্য তারা বিভিন্ন জনবহুল এলাকায় এইসব স্লাইড তারা আঠা দিয়ে এঁটে দিয়েছি। এরপরে জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের এই পরিস্থিতিতে দেখা যাচ্ছে যে তারা মাস্ক খুব বাধ্যতামূলক এবং ডাক্তারবাবুরা বলছেন যে এই করোনা মোকাবিলা করতে অন্তত 80% কাজ করে মাস্ক লাগানো। এই মাস্ক আমরা কিন্তু কিনে নিই। এই সমস্ত মাস্ক জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের যে স্বেচ্ছাসেবকগণ তারা কিন্তু নিজেরাই তৈরি করছে। আমাদের এই কলেজ বিল্ডিং এ এখানে দেখা যাচ্ছে যে একজন স্বেচ্ছাসেবক জাতীয় এই মাস্ক তারা তৈরি করছে, নিজের হাতে তৈরি করে সেই মাস্ক আমরা দেখতে পাবো, সেই মাস্ক আবার বিলি করছে। এখানে যে ভলেন্টিয়ার্সের কথা আমি আগেই বলেছি যে হারাধন কর্মকার, যে হারাধন কর্মকার এখানে একটি বাড়িতে যে মাস্ক তাদের হাতে তুলে দিচ্ছে, কারণ জনবহুল এলাকায় তো আমরা যেতে পারি না, বিভিন্ন একটু গ্যাদারিং যাতে না হয় সেই জন্য তারা বিভিন্ন বাড়ি বাড়ি গিয়ে মাস্ক তুলে দিচ্ছে। এরপর এই পরিস্থিতিতে জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পগণ যে বললাম যে গরিব মানুষের হাতে খাদ্য নেই, চারদিকে হাহাকার, কাজ নেই, জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের স্বেচ্ছাসেবকগণ নিজেরাই খাদ্য সামগ্রী প্যাকেট তৈরি করছে। তারা এই খাদ্য সামগ্রীর মধ্যে চাল, ডাল, তেল, বিভিন্ন মশলাপত্র তারা প্যাকেট বন্দি করেছে এবং এগুলি দেখা যাচ্ছে ভলেন্টিয়ার্সরা তারা প্রত্যেক বাড়ি বাড়ি গিয়ে যাদের বাড়িতে অন্ন জুটেনি তাদেরকে অন্নের সংস্থান করেছে। শুধু তাই নয়, জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের স্বেচ্ছাসেবকগণ এখানেই থেমে থাকেনি, তারা সচেতনতার জন্য তারা বিভিন্ন জায়গাতে সচেতনতামূলক যে ডাক্তারবাবুদের যে পরামর্শ সেগুলি তুলে ধরছে। এখানে ঘরে থাকুন, সুস্থ থাকুন, এরা রোডে দূরত্ব বজায় রাখুন, বারবার হাত ধোন, এই সতর্ক বাণীগুলি তারা প্রচার করছে। এখানে দেখতে পাচ্ছি ভলেন্টিয়ার সারাধন কর্মকার হ্যান্ড মাইক নিয়ে বিভিন্ন গ্রামে, শুধু আমাদের বেলিয়াতোর নয়, এই বেলিয়াতোর অঞ্চলের বিভিন্ন গ্রামে সে প্রচারের উদ্দেশ্যে বেরিয়েছে। সকাল থেকে সে প্রচার করে চলেছে যে এই ভয়ঙ্কর রোগ থেকে কিভাবে মুক্তি পাওয়া যায়। এই দুঃসময়ে আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পে স্বেচ্ছাসেবকগণ তারা মহিলাদের মধ্যে স্যানিটারি প্যাড তারা তুলে দিচ্ছে। এটাও একটা তাদের প্রশংসনীয় উদ্যোগ। এরপরও জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পে স্বেচ্ছাসেবক স্যানিটাইজেশনের কাজে তারা লেগেছে। আমাদের জামিনী রায় কলেজের লাইব্রেরি তারা স্যানিটাইজ করছে। এছাড়া গ্রামের বিভিন্ন জায়গা, বেলাতর অঞ্চলের বিভিন্ন জায়গা তারা স্যানিটাইজ করছে। এই সময়ে আমরা জানি যে মানুষের রক্তের প্রয়োজন হয়, তো অনেক সময় এই রক্তের অভাব দেখা যায়। সেই রক্তের সমস্যা মেটাতে এই আমাদের কলেজের স্বেচ্ছাসেবকগণ তারা এগিয়ে এসছে। এই দুঃসময়ে তারা রক্তদান শিবিরের আয়োজন করেছে এবং জাতীয় সেবা প্রকল্পের এই সুযোগ, এই সময়ে আমাদের এই কঠিন পরিস্থিতিতে আমরা জানি যে 21শে জুন হচ্ছে ইন্টারন্যাশনাল যোগা দিবস। তো সেই যোগা দিবস পালন করতে ভুলেনি। আমরা ছবিতে দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে স্বেচ্ছাসেবকগণ তারা যোগা দিবস পালন করছে, বিভিন্ন যোগাভ্যাস তারা ব্যস্ত রয়েছে। আর সবশেষে একথাই বলবো যে আপনারা ভালো থাকুন, সুস্থ থাকুন এবং ডাক্তারবাবুদের যে পরামর্শ সেই পরামর্শগুলি মেনে চলুন। আর নচিকেতার বিখ্যাত সেই গানের কথা এই মুহূর্তে মনে পড়ে যায় যে একদিন ঝড় থেমে যাবে, পৃথিবী আবার শান্ত হবে। এই কথা বলে আমি আমার ক্ষুদ্র এই বক্তব্য শেষ করছি।
Thank you, Professor Rakesh Mukhopadhyay, for your very interesting and informative presentation, and also thank you for your service. Very wonderful work has been done by NSS. I think there are, if there are any questions from anybody, I am not seeing anything in the chat box. If there are any questions, then please, anybody can come forward. Okay, there are no questions, but Professor Mukhopadhyay, there are many words of appreciation for your service. So I'm conveying that to you. Thank you. And thanks to both of our speakers, thanks to Sri S. Pathak and Professor Ramkrishna Mukhopadhyay for their very valuable lectures, very valuable talk. Now it is the time to wrap up this webinar, and I turn it over to the college for the vote of thanks.
Okay. So now we have among us Honorable Sri Ashutosh Mukherjee, who is an ex-MLA of Borjoda constituency. Presently, he is a co-mentor of Bakura Jela Porishad and also the respected president of the governing body Jamnira College. In spite of his busy schedule, he has kindly consented to take some time out to be with us here today. So I request Honorable Ashutosh Mukherjee sir to deliver vote of thanks.
Thank you all.
Over to you, sir.
Thank you all. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to be called upon to propose a vote of thanks at the successful conclusion of the first over webinar held by Jamini Rai College. We must thank our distinguished guests first. Thanks to the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Bakura University, Dr. Dev Narayan Bandyopadhyay, for gracing the occasion with his presence and delivering the inaugural addresses. The kind cooperation and affection of the Honorable Vishi has created a positive atmosphere in which the college is moving forward with its academic and co-curricular activities. Thanks to Dr. Horst Skybuller from Germany, sparing time from his busy schedule and for sharing his knowledge and experience with us. And Dr. Sky Meyer due our attention to physiological challenges and facing children and adolescents during the pandemic. Thanks to Dr. Skalmeyer for not only explaining the complexities of the situation from the point of view of his subject, but also playing a part to remove the stigma falsely associated with anyone admitting that they may have physiological issue. Thanks to Mr. S. Pathak for his lecture on his importance of homeopathy in combating the COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Pathak in his talk had brought out the need to include the system of medicine which will provide an alternative to allopathic system. His systematic and scientific exposition is highly appreciated. Thanks to Mr. Pinaki Rai for sharing his inputs on possible solution to the pandemic. Mr. Rai talk and his efforts at social service in a neglected area of India far from the mainstream are appreciated by us. Thanks to Professor Ramkrishna Mukherjee for letting us know the work and philosophy of the NSS unit of Jamini Rai College. We must thank the organizing secretary of the webinar, respected Principal Jamini Rai College, Dr. Pradeep Kumar Banerjee, for his effort in making his webinar a reality. Among the staff of Jamini Rai College, special mention is made of Sri Richa Vishwas of the Department of English and Sri Ujjwal Kaur in charge of work related to information technologies and Rajiv Shur for their role in making this webinar a success. Finally, all other members of teaching faculty and non-teaching staff are hereby thanked by us for their contribution to this webinar. Thank you all.
So, thank you all again for joining us and making our webinar successful. Thank you.